Next, we have Anooshka Sen presenting How to Ignite the Flame of Learning.
Thank you. I hated social studies. I hated history. I was hot. I mean, it's about a bunch of dudes fighting. Who wants to read about that? It's like an endless list of dates, names, treaties, acts, events. Oh, I can go on forever. I have always pushed this subject away, and when I got my bulky American history textbook at the beginning of 7th grade, I started to mentally prepare myself for another boring class. A boring class I would have to sit through every day. This was me at the beginning of 7th grade. In fact, I vividly remember doing my very first homework assignment, which was to take notes. It was not fun. I think I fell asleep in the process. Worst of all, I didn't remember anything I read. The next day in class, I had a class discussion. Oh, something my social studies teacher calls the Harkness method. This concept was foreign to me, and I was having conflicted feelings. Yet as the class went on, I began talking, and suddenly it clicked. I mean, it makes sense. I talk a lot. So it turns out this Harkness method was a really good fit for me. I started to actually like the class. Those useless textbook pages, I suddenly found them interesting. I even started checking out history books from the library. It got me thinking, how is it possible that I like history now? The answer, the teacher. The teacher and the way the class was taught got me into history, a subject I despised. It motivated me to want to do well and to truly understand the subject. The teacher pulled me in and has begun to wash away my distorted perspective of history. But how does a teacher motivate students? So inspired by my social studies teacher, I decided I wanted to take on tutoring for a subject I'm very passionate about, math. Now, math is one of the most detested subjects out there, and I wanted to change its image. So I began preparing for my very first tutoring session, expecting everything to go smoothly. Spoiler alert, it was a hot mess, pure chaos. I didn't know how to act or how to get everything under control. I was really frustrated. I mean, no one was listening to me. Like, no one. Most importantly, no one was learning. I was back to the drawing board and really had to think about how I could become a better tutor. Tonight, I'm going to tell you what I learned on my journey on how to motivate students as a teacher, how to tap into different learning styles, how to have a calm and encouraging demeanor, and how to instruct with passion. Let's be honest, you're not going to go about your life without teaching. Knowing how to ignite the sparks of motivation is a must. First, individuals learn when a topic or skill is placed in a way accessible to them. This is done in the way it is presented. Every student is unique and there are many different learning styles. The four main ones being visual, auditory, reading and writing, and kinesthetic. Visual learners learn with visuals, hence the name. Diagrams, maps, infographics, charts, etc. tend to help them. Auditory learners learn when someone is speaking, or when they're the one speaking. Podcasts and live lectures tend to help them. There are learners that learn by reading and writing, and kinesthetic learners learn by doing hands-on activities like demonstrations and experiments. Now, most of the time, a person isn't solely a kinesthetic learner or solely a visual learner. They are a mixture of all these different learning styles, some being more evident than others. I am mainly an auditory and kinesthetic learner. So most days in the social studies class are filled with class discussions. Basically paradise for someone like me. But what about the others? Well, the class requires notes to be taken every 2 days. And there are days where we just watch videos or copy down diagrams and maps. And of course, the class discussions. Now, including different learning styles is just one step in igniting the flame within students. This flame is motivation. It is there with purpose, some kind of intention that is desired to achieve. The hope of achieving this is what keeps the individual going. But something must ignite this flame. The igniter is usually the personal and social skills the teacher possesses. So this is where a teacher's personality comes in. When looking at the most effective teachers, they're all encouraging, patient, and very calm. I mean calm amongst a class of 7th graders saying all kinds of brain rot. It's like they're numb to frustration. I have seen these skills firsthand, even when I was writing the speech. I was worried it wasn't going to be long enough. My teacher just looked at me and said, "Anooshka, breathe. Just write. We'll worry about that later." My teacher's soothing words and calm demeanor helped me overcome my fears. It made my writing process better. It nurtured the fire within me. During my tutoring journey, I went to my current math teacher, Miss Ballard, for advice. During the discussion I had with her, she told me that not everyone wants to be taught. This stuck with me, and I realized that my miraculous tutoring journey wasn't going to happen all at once. Teachers understand that they have to meet us where we're at. They have to foster our flame, no matter how long it takes. Now, as important as patience and cool-headedness is, encouragement is a key part in igniting that flame. Having a teacher with an encouraging demeanor is crucial. As an elementary school student, I struggled in ELA and fell behind. Let's just say the ABCs weren't clicking. So I got put to an ELA assistance course to strengthen my skills. I remember my teacher always encouraging me. She not only lit, but ignited the flame within me. Later on, thanks to that teacher, I was finally able to master those ABCs. Soon, I realized that part of the reason she was able to help me was also because of how passionate she was about her job and her student. When a teacher is passionate in what they are teaching, it makes the subject seem approachable and enjoyable. A great example of this is my social studies teacher. He is incredibly passionate about American history. So much so that I was a bit scared at first. He speaks with a lot of enthusiasm and passion, starting every class with "Welcome to American history." He's all about asking these weird questions, and now suddenly, I'm caring about a dead guy on my $20 bill. These questions, they really get you thinking, showing his point of view and why he finds history interesting. Now, after finding out these key steps, I decided I wanted to give tutoring another go. This time, I took inspiration from my math teacher. I got to watch an expert teach live in front of my eyes. I observed how she was able to integrate these key steps we broke down today. After watching her for a while, I was finally ready for my next tutoring journey. I was able to include learning styles this time. I made practice problems for kinesthetic learners. I explained math concepts aloud for auditory learners. I even drew diagrams and wrote out key tricks for visual learners and reading and writing learners. I was able to compose myself and accept that not everyone is going to understand. And when things got chaotic, I was able to get everything under control. I didn't think that could happen. I was able to enthusiastically teach a subject I am passionate about and engage my students. They even did well on their tests. Well, maybe not one, but I'll get it next time. So whether you're a teacher or student or someone who hasn't been in school for years, I think we can all agree that teaching is far from easy. But by building on what we went over today, we can all learn a little something about teaching. And maybe you can unintentionally convince a teenager that history is not just about a bunch of dudes fighting. Thank you.